So you find yourself in a room. In this room, you know you've been in your entire life. You've never left the room. It has everything that you've ever desired. You look over and you see like the best gaming setup. You look over here, you see your whole family on the wall in pictures. And looking down, you notice you're holding an orb, like a glass orb. And it's illuminated. You remember it was so brilliant. It would like almost blind you when you look at it, but you loved this thing. And now looking at it, this light is slowly like dimming from within it. And you realize that you're holding like money, greed, wealth, gold. And it's this desire that you've had as long as you can remember. And looking around, you see the orb kind of go dim and dark. And you notice all these things that had once had such an impact in your life, they're also dim and dark, even though you remember them shining brilliantly at one point in your life. Finally, disinterested in these things that bring sort of temporary happiness, or like the illusion of happiness, you're looking around and you realize there's no glowing in your room anymore. You kind of pick things up that you remember loving and it's not the same, so you set it back down. And then finally you look to the center of your room and there's a huge hand, like palm down, just enormous hand, bigger than you, right in the middle, going up into nothingness. You're like, I feel like I would have noticed that. I've never seen that before. And as you start walking towards it, it goes from here to it palm up, and almost inviting you to stand on it. As you step up on it, the hand almost quakes a little bit, and you realize you need to hold on. So you run over both hands around the wrist, almost like a giant tree trunk, and it begins to lift slowly, not very fast. You could jump off if you wanted to, but there's nothing down there that you want. And as you get higher and higher, it almost gets like terrifying. You want to jump off because it's like everything you know is back down in that room. As you go through this black haze of nothing, suddenly you find yourself in this massive room, still ascending on this hand. And looking down, you just see this checkerboard of what now look like little cubicles. And as far as the eye can see, just one square after another square after another square. And some of them are glowing, some of them are dim. Some of them have like a wrist, a spectral wrist that sort of goes off into nothingness. Others don't have anything. Taking a closer look, you see that the rooms that are really like well lit, I mean, it looks fun. These people are having a great time. They're holding things, they're smiling, but there's no hand in their room at all. And then there's others that the hand is still there, palm down, but they're really focused on what's in their arms, their hands. You feel like that was you at some point, and they just, half of their room is still lit up, and they can't seem to focus on what's in the middle of the room. And then there's other ones where the hand is actually like this, but it's still on the ground. It hasn't started moving. And you notice people are sitting like crisscross applesauce, right? Holding an orb that's still very lit up, sitting in the hand. Not really focusing on the hand or grabbing it to stay on. They're holding this orb, like they want to take it with them. And then looking out, you see other hands are ascending, and other people are looking out, like almost terrified. And you lock eyes, and you realize this is where you want to be. You don't want to be down there. When you call out, they can't hear you. Nobody looks up. But yeah, then you ascend, and again, you wake up. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments.